and you've joined us here today for this most exciting and anticipated three-way Ludo match between three of the country's least known Ludo players, Jimmy Barnes, Jonathan Ring, and Jason Clow. Jimmy Barnes is in green, Jason Clow in red and blue, represented by the young Ludo master, Jonathan Ring. If you're wondering why this isn't a four-player game, it's because Barnes, Clow and Ring don't have any other friends. And what we can do right now, as this game is in its early throes, we can take it down to the table and listen to some exclusive comments from the players.
Oh my arse!
Jason just did a poo.
Yeah, I don't think I could do the tune from the Flumps with my arse somehow. I'm not that talented.
That's quite alright.
And there we see an example of the tactical mind games that the veteran Jason Clow will employ throughout his Ludo playing tenure, where he intends to fart or even maybe soil himself in order to gain a psychological advantage over his opponents, in this case Barnes and Ring. It's a tactic that has served him well, if not his washing machine, over the last 60 years, or however old Jason Clow purports to be. He is, of course, the oldest of the three players here today. The youngest, Jonathan Ring, quite new to the Ludo game, quite new to anything really, as he only looks about 12 years old. His nickname on the Ludo scene is the Milky Bar Kid, because he has blonde hair, wears glasses, and has a face you want to slap. Ring there, knocking Jimmy Barnes back to the home position with that counter. Jimmy Barnes, of course, one of the most technically sound and creative players on the Ludo scene today. His nickname in the industry being the Silent Assassin, because he loves silence and he loves ass. And as this game gets going past its early stages, we see Jason Clow there in frustration crying out, just like he did when he was first held in his mother's arms after being delivered by Florence Nightingale at some point in the early 20th century. Barnes, with all his counters out now, you'd think that would be an advantage, and perhaps it will be. This is a well-known, tried and tested tactic from the master in green, Jimmy Barnes there. This is what Ludo is all about, ladies and gentlemen. One of the most exciting games played for hundreds of years, and I hope you're enjoying this clash of the titans between three real sad cases here today. I'm not saying Jason Clow is old, but he did sell popcorn at half-time between the Christians and the Lions. Jonathan Ring, in blue, a young and ambitious player. He can't be that ambitious, as he spends his evenings playing with a couple of old farts, Internet Ludo, but it's a great game, as you can see, and at the moment it's anyone's game. Jonathan Ring there, knocked by Jimmy Barnes, who is quite soon from getting his first piece back home. Who could win this? It's very exciting. Well, I tell a lie, it's not that exciting, but I have little pleasures left in life these days, you know. And let's now go back down to the Ludo board, to the table, and listen to some remarks from our three players.
What a bunch of donkey-faced fuckwits.
Yeah, right.
Suck my plums.
Jason has awoken from his afternoon nap.
Hello, this is Jimmy's girlfriend, and that's his problem. He can't do it.
Where's Jimmy gone?
Jimmy laughs like a girl.
And the psychological war of words between the three players continue, albeit Jimmy Barnes, who has just got his first piece, home and safe, has not responded. Nothing to do with the fact that he's in fact screen recording this game of Ludo and therefore can't make any comments, be them in voice form, text form, or via those annoying sound emojis, because it would look like complete arse on the screen here today as you watch this most epic encounter, a three-way dance, a triple threat, if you will, between these Ludo players representing a span of generations of fine board game players. And now it's time for a word from our sponsor. Welcome back, and if you're just joining us, you are witnessing a three-way Ludo game between Jimmy Barnes in green, Jonathan Ring in blue, and Jason Clow in red. And as things stand right now, Barnes looks to be in a good position. All his counters are out of the pen. Jason Clow has two still in the pen. As we know, this is Ludo. It can turn on a knife edge. Speaking to the players earlier today, I can tell you that certainly in the case of Ring and Barnes, the only thing they find to be more satisfying than winning is to ensure that Jason Clow gets knocked off the board as often as possible in every game these three chaps have ever played together. And as the Milky Bar Kid, Jonathan Ring, gets his fourth piece out of the pen, we can now take another exclusive look down at the Ludo board to listen to some in-game comments from the players.
Sorry, I thought I was going to fart and nothing happened, so I thought I'd better fill the gap.
He's awake. Hallelujah.
Yankee Jimmy went to town riding on a walrus, shoved a dildo up his ass and called it Oprah Winfrey.
Hello, it's Jason's girlfriend here. How are you doing?
Jolly good.
Jimmy Barnes, the silent assassin, making a dignified silence still, as the psychological mind games, or to put them in more realistic terms, childish, juvenile name-calling continues between Clow and Ring. Of course, these sort of tactics, while they are frowned upon on the professional Ludo circuit, given that there is no governing body for what is essentially a child's board game, this means that calling each other names and attempting to foul your underpants during a match is certainly not against the rules. It is down to the individual and those of you who enjoy the sport of kings to decide for yourselves whether this sort of tactic is right or wrong, but it has served each of these three players well, as they have all won their fair share with each other. But I think that Jimmy Barnes is still in the best position, the only person now with one left back at home, and he's just, in fact, as I speak, got his fourth out of the pen, is Jonathan Ring there. What a young player, what a star for the future. He's the future of this great game, I think you will agree. And as we come into the closing stages of this match between these three titans of the Ludo scene, and so exciting, I personally have now discovered a wet patch in my trousers, and on a related but not altogether unfamiliar note, I must now take you down to the Ludo board once more, because Jason Clow is trying some last-minute flatulent tactics in order to secure a shock victory from behind here. Let's go and see what Clow has done in his knickers right now.
Hey.
Yeah, right.
So, let me get this right. Lee wants to toss me off between his massive man boobs. Well, at least he's admitted he's got some, I suppose.
This kind of in-game behaviour from Clow does smack of desperation. He of course attempted the simultaneous fart and belch. I do believe that is also known as the felch. And then he decided to start calling out somebody who hasn't even played a game of Ludo on this particular circuit here, Leroy Screwballs, and accusing him of having male bosoms. This is unusual play and an unusual psychological strategy from probably the most unusual and, let's face it, crazy man I think most of us have ever met, the veteran himself, Mr. Jason Shit Your Pants Clow. And it's not looking good for Clow here now, as it seems to be a two-horse race to reach home position between Jimmy Barnes and Jonathan Ring. Jason, he won't give up without a shite, or indeed without a fight, but I think that this one is now down to the two younger players, and we have a winner. It is Jonathan Ring. It was almost a photo finish there. And Jimmy Barnes confirms his second place. What a game of Ludo this was. Please join us again next time for another exciting battle on the Ludo board.